Good afternoon, chat. Hello. Well, we're back. We're back. I guess we won't touch anything that gets YouTube's tampons all frazzled. We can't have any problems with that. So don't worry, YouTube. I'm not gonna hurt your fifis today. We're not gonna do anything bad. We're not gonna do anything bad, YouTube. Try a pink gun this time. That would be funny. That would be funny. Anyways, guys, yes, welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody. And we are, well, we're going to get into this today. We're going to get into this today and take a look at what's happening. Honestly, it doesn't change. It really solidifies stuff. And here's the point. And before we get too far, guys, welcome to the show. My name is Sean. I'm an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area. We're going to go through this. And it's not pleasant. Like, the idea of the use of force is never a good thing. It never looks good. And I'm not even talking about just police using force, but just in general, when people get shot and people get killed or somebody has to defend themselves, it never looks pretty. Force is brutal and it's violent in its nature. That's what it is. It's violent and brutal and, happens. It's never something you could, if you don't see it routinely, you're like, yeah, it can be offensive. It can be shocking, but that's the world we're in right now. That's the world we're in right now. That's the world we're dealing with. So it's important. It's important to think about that. And Radcon saying, is it awful but lawful? Well, that's separate. When Donut Opera is talking about it's an awful shoot, meaning, okay, it didn't go perfectly, but it's within the bounds of the law. That's separate. It's never pretty here, and we're gonna do this. What rule did YouTube say I broke? That I had a gun. So whatever, YouTube. Whatever. We're gonna get to this. So we're gonna keep moving forward here. We're gonna keep moving forward here on this and just attack it and get it done. So why so early? I need to sleep. Because I wanted to get shot, get a lot of people in here. People could look at it. Also, the word war thing is going to go on tonight. I was probably going to watch that with Ryan Mullally and Pisco and probably keep working on these Africa Corps guys. And by the way, here's how the one dude turned out. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. He looks like a guy. So we'll work on those a little bit more. So we'll do that tonight a little bit. So if you put in a what are going to screen, they would ban you? Depends. Now, here's how this is going to work. I know people are out there cheering for her or laughing at her or whatever, but this Renee Good made bad decisions. And it sucks because she died because of those bad decisions. Do I think she fully understood and appreciated the depth of the decisions she was getting into? No, I don't. I don't think she comprehended what she was doing. And I don't think the people who gassed her up and got her involved in this had fully, made her fully understand what she was doing and what she was dealing with. I think it's really, really, really sad about that. And, she lost her life at the end of the day because of this. She lost her life at the end of the day because of these bad decisions and not fully comprehending what's going on. Guys, I'm not just talking about her wife or her significant other, but just in general. How all this happens. But, the problem is she made a bad decision and that's it. And now she's dead for it, which sometimes that happens in life. Sometimes when you fuck up, your fuck up is so bad, there's no coming back from it. And that happens here. It happens here. So I guess we'll get started on this. I guess we'll get started here in a minute. Yeah, Legend of Foot says you get too comfortable pushing the boundary, but here's the problem. She was pushing boundaries and she didn't realize what the limits to those boundaries were. And that's, I think, what happens here. I think that's what happens to her. Ultimately. Says EDWR for $5 says, can you demonstrate the incident with your blue gun, the 3D printed gun? No, I can't. Stephen Cooper, good to see you, man. Says for $2. $2 to Sean gets a violation for showing a blue. Well, no. I mean, like, I have a blue thing of glue hardener. Or I'll grab a can of blue paint. No. And then Scott Wade says, why does the sandwich man hate us? I don't hate everyone. I just hate you. The Real Hydra PX says, hello. Yes, hi. Zdravstvuyte. Vodka Blood has been member for 25 months. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. 25 months, a long time. He lives on YouTube. Do you have a Medicare hat? No. If it can fit my head, it can fit yours. I don't know, man. Like I said, I got a dome, and my head is big. And like I said, like either my cranium grew as I got older, or my mom was fucking Wonder Woman. I don't know the answer to that, but like this thing barely fits on my head. Like we're almost running out of room on these bandit hats. So yeah, I don't have one. No, I do not have a Medicare hat. Poffin's been a member for 7 months. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So much. Now, this is a question I did see here, and I kind of want to get to it right now. Could her wife be charged for telling her to drive off? No, and I don't want her to. I don't think she should be. I mean, at that point, no, I don't think that would be a proper, not even because of what happened here, but just in general, I think that would be a grave abuse of any statute or the intent behind the laws that we would be using to punish her for that. So I don't want that. I'm not on board with that. I'm not going to do that. Like, if you want somebody to advocate for that, you're going to have to find your own cowboy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just, it is what it is there, guys. I don't, like I said, I don't support that. I don't think there's enough clearly committed things here that we don't need to introduce more. But from here, I guess we'll get started on this. And Bumps, you got a good question, but we'll probably get to that after a little while here. We'll get to this after a little while. Does the federal government even have a felony murder? I don't know specifically if it's statutory, but I wouldn't do that. I wasn't able to do that. So I don't think that's an issue here. Like I said, I don't think I consider her accessory. Let's see. Armour's paying for the car that got hit. Oh, I don't know here. Let's see here. So we'll get started with this though. And we've got some new footage, guys. Even more footage has come out since yesterday. And that's why we come here, guys. You get all the top level analysis. You're going to get the best analysis. You're going to catch everything live. You're going to catch everything here. It's going to be perfect. We got some new stuff. Got a haircut for the event last week. Tim says, obstructing law enforcement a felony. Why are there no charges? Because at this point, the main obstructor is already dead, and going after her just looks like sour grapes. And I doubt, given the politically charged environment, you would be able to secure a conviction in Minnesota. So, once again, as a prosecutor, you have an ethical duty to charge people when you have a it's supported by probable cause, but also just a good faith belief she'll actually get convicted. Well, it's not going to happen here. Also, I think that's rather unseemly. So I would never support that. So if I was in charge, I would never do it. Never do it. Besides, now she's got to live with what she did. So, Christine says, what happened yesterday to your live? YouTube got antsy and it's pantsy because I showed a 3D printed safety gun. That's not an actual firearm. So, and YouTube denied my coming on. So, we're just going to skip ahead on that. Matt says she already paid for her law breaking. She hasn't. I mean, I think she's going through a lot, but no, I mean, ultimately, it's the woman suffering. I don't have a problem with her suffering more. It's technically within the law, but maybe she learned something from this. I doubt it though. But here we go. Here's the first thing that's very interesting. We have footage of them in the minutes beforehand, what's going on. So remember, all the stories were, oh, she was going to school, or she was turning around, or she was trying to do a U-turn or a K-turn, or she had just dropped her kids off. And we all know this is all bullshit. All these stories started falling apart right away. And the first big one, oh, she was trying to turn around. It's a one-way street. We've already documented that, but we'll go through all of this again because those of you out there, I know a lot of you are like, well, how do I combat all this bullshit? And you're like, there's easy ways. There's easy ways to do it. And guys, we're going to focus here. This is Minneapolis. We are outside of Powderhorn Park. Interestingly enough, this is near where George Floyd actually got killed and died. This whole area, it's like not very far away. So this is like cursed earth at this point. It's very much cursed earth. So we're going to go here and look, we are on a one-way street. Isn't this funny? Here we go. This is a one-way street. And this is Portland Avenue between 33rd and 34th Street. And look, somebody brought up to me, there's a fucking T-Rex on a T-Rex statue on the cars, which is hilarious. But as we turn around, we have, we have the house with the fence. And we have this big apartment building here. This is roughly where it happened. You guys look, this is kind of the angle we see from that first shooting video that we've all seen now. So this is where it all goes down. And look, it's a one-way street. So don't let people tell you, oh, she was going to make a U-turn and do what? Drive into oncoming traffic? No, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. She was pulling out. She was pulling out of where? Where was she coming from? She doesn't live over here. So where was she pulling out of? Why was she beached across the road like this? Why was she right here? 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 I mean, Copia must live nearby. Now chat. Aaron says there's no driveways. Well, there's that car right there. But yes, these are all back alley garages. Yes. So what were they doing? What was she doing there? Just start with defeating that nonsense. Well, we have video of what she was doing. And we can ruin a lot of narratives here because this is from Dustin Gage. I don't know who the hell he is. He's a reporter for Town Hall. This is a picture. This is video that was shot of things going on in the neighborhood. And here we go. So you can see, guys, all the ICE agents are down here doing their thing. They're doing some sort of enforcement action. Okay, and here we go. You're gonna see a familiar face in a second. You're like, who the fuck is stomping on their horn? God, whoever's on that horn must be a big fucking asshole. Think about that. Oh, God, you must be a big dick if you're leaning on that horn like that. I'm just saying. It sounds like you're a fucking asshole, huh? Oh, look! Oh! Funny that! Funny that! Isn't that how that works? Huh. Well, it's a Honda Pilot. You know, somebody's sitting in there just like hopping along, diddy bopping along, just having a joke and a smoke. To quote the great, to quote a very wise man I once knew. I had the pleasure of knowing. Having a joke and a smoke, chat. Look at her, just fucking around. See, she's getting into it. She's getting into the groove. She's like, ha, 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 ha. She's having fun. She's having the time of her, she's having the time of her life, chat. That's what she's doing right now, having the time of her life.
Oh, man! Check him out, y'all. He having the time of his life.
She's having the best day ever. She's having the best day ever. And here we go. Here we go. Just having the time of her life, chat. Just having the time of her life. Malkovich Microfrost, where can you find this video? I'll pull this guy's thing back out again real quick. Dustin Grage on Twitter. He's got it. He's got it here on Twitter. So. So there we can see that truck was fully lit up. There's no idea these aren't cops. She knows what she's doing. Masked men come out. Well, she knows who they are because she's fucking with the masked men. Anyways, we're going on here. We're going to keep going for a bit more, guys. You got to see the whole video. 3 minutes of her acting like a dumb bitch. We actually don't know who ICE was there for. They were looking for somebody. Whether they were looking, they found the guy they were looking for, it was a dry hole. We don't really know. Doesn't really matter, who they were looking for. But they were looking for somebody. They were doing something related to their job. Sorry, guys, I clicked on the wrong thing, but you hear now. There's sirens. They're trying to get her to move. And notice, she's fully she's blocked the whole part of the lane so far, and she's kind of like her bumper's out across the median line. So watch her back up. That's almost like her acknowledging, oh shit, I'm in the way. I better move. Oops. But notice, these are all ICE agents. They rolled out as a group. And the other big thing here, people are asking, why don't they go around her? She is obstructing them. She has no legal right to block them. She has no right to impede them on the road like that. It's just like if it's somebody in front of you and you could go around them. Should you have to? No. They should not be stopping in the road like a fucking asshole. Something to think about. And notice, see, she's moving her car around like a fucking idiot. She's trying to move back in and start blocking again. And then you can see these guys standing on the sidewalk. They're the ones who filmed the famous first video we have now. And there you go. This actually gives us a lot of things to look at here. See where he's at? What was he doing? Well, we're going to get to that. But look, he's almost like from where he's at. You know, why did she come closer to him? You know, she got arrested. I mean, here's what happened. It begins from there. It stops at that point. Tim says, good job stopping the film at the critical moment, Lamau. Yeah, well. Kill Bill said, do you think they hit each other at home? Well, I mean, Google lesbians and domestic violence. There's a lot of that, so. Allegedly, Angela says, yeah, how about arresting people interfering? I mean, they just take it, rarely arresting any zombies. Here's part of the issue, and you see it here. Notice, they're playing like this game. They're being like little kids, like, oh, you can't catch me. And they think as soon as the cops get out of the car, they're going to zoom and drive off. And, you know, ICE probably for the most part was like, fuck it. It's not worth the trouble of arresting these people. Arrest mean time and effort. That if they take time arresting her and processing her, they can't go do their job. So scattering them along, moving on to the next thing is kind of their goal. But at this point, they said, fuck it, we're going to arrest her. And this is the problem. Renee had been playing the game, and they were declining to catch her, or she was able to like kind of like tee and get away in time. Well, this time they couldn't, and she's like, oh, fuck, I'm getting arrested. I don't like this game anymore. Sorry, baby girl. The ball got snapped. You don't get like you put your cleats on and we snap the ball. You don't like you can't say a timeout when the linebacker's coming to take your head off. This is part of the game. Like you might like you're playing the game of civil disobedience. There's a threat, you get arrested. If you don't want to get arrested, don't go out and resist or be disobedient. Like, did you think this shit was free? Did it come without risk? Apparently she did. And, you know, like, know your fucking math before you, like, you finalize the equation. Like, does this math add up? I don't know. But there's a reason why they weren't doing it before. They're like, we're not fucking around with this. And now they decided to fuck around with it. And what do we have as this starts here? Well, Alpha News was able to get the footage, not from the body cam, but from the officer's cell phone. Because if we go back, this officer is filming her because they're going to charge her. And they want more than just their written narrative. I'm sure the U.S. Attorney's Office told them, bust out your cell phone and document it, because guess what? Now we've got proof in our hands of what she's doing. Oh, hold on here. This is, this is them collecting evidence. Their collecting of evidence is probably what helps him the most here, that saves him, because they don't body cams. So they have to do something. So this is that officer who shoots her, and he's walking around the car. And he's got that white SUV she's blocking the road for. So here we go. I mean, here she is. She thinks it's a joke and a smoke. It's all games. It's all fun. I'm resisting evil Drumpfler Hitler. I'm fighting interdimensional turbo Hitler, Donald Blumpf. The orange man. No. That's what she's doing. It's a party. I'm having fun. Yay. I'm going to get so many updates on Reddit. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go from here.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
That's fine. I'm not mad at you. I'm willing to bet she thinks they're fucking the Gestapo and they're fucking Nazis and Trump is fucking Hitler. Like this. Oh, I'm not mad at you. I'm not. That's fine. I'm not mad at you, bro. Really? I'm sure you think they're fucking Nazis and the fucking Gestapo. And if you believe they're Nazis and the Gestapo, are you not going to get mad at who you think are the Nazis and the Gestapo? No. If they're Nazis and Gestapo, they should get fucking killed. I mean, really, if you think they're Nazis and you think they're like the motherfucking Gestapo, it's time to tool up and put in that fucking work. If you think they're really the worst guys ever, some like Reinhard Heydrich motherfuckers and some Rudolph Lange motherfuckers and some Lieutenant Colonel Schungarth and Reinhard Mueller motherfuckers, like the nastiest of the nastiest people, there's only one way you deal with that shit. But here you are like, yeah, I'm not mad at you. Like, fucking knock it off. Fucking knock it off. If you think it's time, then go get it on. If you're not getting it on, that tells me you don't think it's time. So, I'm just saying, like, you have to be there. You have to be there. But that's the point of this. So dramatic, but it's the truth. If you think they're Nazis and you think these are nasty, evil fascists, then go fucking take care of it. Treblinka was not liberated with tweets. You know? Reinhard Heydrich didn't stop being a Nazi because people, doxed his house. But this idea, oh, I'm not mad at you. It's like, okay, great. More importantly, we've seen how many body cam videos of like, cop pulls a guy over, license, registration, proof insurance. Hey, where you going? Nowhere, man. And then, boom! Like, we got shootings. We got all kinds of shit at the drop of a hat. So, oh, hi, I'm fine. That doesn't mean anything right now. It's totally unseriousness for people. It's totally unserious. But I'm not mad at you. It's like, then why are you out there? What are you opposing? Does that mean you just parking in the road? Are you pretending to be Helen Keller for the day? Like how Helen Keller would drive a car? Why are we beached across the road? Why are we beached in the middle of the road? Fucking like, I'm not mad. I mean, honestly, like, if you're not mad, what are you doing here in the middle of the road? Why is your car right here in the road? What are you doing? What are you doing if you're not mad? What are you doing if you're not mad? What are you doing if you're right there and you're in your car and you're literally blocking traffic? Your car's facing this way and you're trying to block a route of traffic. Nobody normally does that. Why are you in the middle of the road perpendicular to the flow of traffic? What are you doing? You're impeding federal officers from being able to do their job. Yeah, sure, they could drive around you, but that's not how that works. They've asked you to move. You're not getting out of their way. Because think about it. What could that mean in the next spot? Somebody could park down here. Oh, ha, 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 go around me. Tee. Oh, go around me. Tee. Go around me. Tee. I'm not stopping you. I'm just making so you can't go very fast. No, that does no. No, no. That would be a poor fucking idea. I would never tell you to do that. I would never tell you to do that. But we get back to this. She's like, so I'm not mad at you. It's like, but you are, though. But this is that passive-aggressive shit. This is the passive-aggressive shit. Well, this was like early in the morning, yes, but she'd been following him all morning. So that's why. Val is saying, whose call is that? Mine. I made an assessment. This was a valid use of force. So that's why. So, but here we go.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
I still don't understand what is it with these like bullish lesbians? They look like 13-year-old boys. And then they talk shit like 13-year-old boys. Like somebody else retweeted this, they brought the point, like, she's probably never been punched in the face. But, you know, at some point, like, she's just comfortable talking shit. And notice, by this point, the officers have gotten out of their car, and they're coming to arrest her for blocking. And now they've got all the evidence they need. And what is he going to do? He's going to come around to film the arrest.
Go ahead.
Out of the car.
Notice they're telling her, get out of the car. Not get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. She is now effectively seized under Fourth Amendment law. She is not free to go. Would a reasonable person think they're free to go now? No. Would an objectively reasonable person think they're free to drive away? No. You are detained. You're being seized.
Out of the fucking car.
Notice he only did that out of the fucking car at that point. And here, you know, we keep talking about where the wheels were turned and shit. What does he see right now? He sees the wheels are turned towards that way. But here we go. Like, here we go. Here, what do we see?
Car. Get out of the
So
car.
notice, he's like walking around to the front of the car to go film. Why? I'm going to film the arrest. I'm going to film the arrest. What does she do? She starts backing up and fucking around. So now she's noticed, she's turned her wheel and backed up. She's now changed her position. So this is something I think people need to consider. You know, like that, oh, he should have been able to do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. I don't know about that, because if we're gonna come back to the map here real quick. Based on what we can tell, here, there's a big issue. She's initially facing one way, and then she becomes facing another way. And notice, she at first is like facing like this. You know, she's facing one way. She's kind of like facing like this. But as she backs up, she's actually now more facing like this. So she's now turned her car. At first, he wasn't in danger. And you notice that. We'll go back to this. He was not initially in danger. As he's walking around to figure out what's going on. What does she do? She backs up and puts him in the line of fire. Now, she's backing up, putting him in the line of fire. Here we go. Look at the car. She's backing up, and now he walked in front of it. No. Not at all. We'll walk in front of it. He's walking along, and she backs up, like, into his view. I mean, we're to a little bit here, though. There you go. Like, this idea, oh, he walked into it. It's like, she turned the fucking car towards him. Like, things are going to start escalating. Like, he's noticing things. She was initially one direction, but as I started walking by her, she is now lined up on me. Like, what's he doing here? Uh-oh, she's like right on me. Well, keep moving. Okay, so he keeps on like, and look what happens. Notice this all happens within, and here's the bigger point, you guys. Look at this. We played in slow motion. It looks great. And it looks like there's all the time in the world. Look, I'm at 0:39 right now. This is going to be less than a second. There you go. Less than 1 second. Less than 1 second has gone by. And I couldn't even stop it fast enough. The car is already moving. So all this bullshit of she was turning her wheel. You can't see the fucking tires right here. She's turning her fucking wheel. How many degrees did she turn? You have less than 1 second to decide. Up, dead. Up, dead. And I don't think Renee Good even thought about this. She had no idea what she was doing. Her fucking girlfriend smacking on the window, drive. It's probably what they've done already before. And she probably like, oh, fuck, what do you mean he's going to shoot me? That is not fair. It's not fair to her. But you don't get to put people at risk for their life because you don't understand what's going on. I mean, guys, look at my counter right here. The car starts moving. We're at less than 1 second. At less than 1 second of time, you have to figure out what's going on. So that's why all this nonsense, it's not even 2.3 seconds. It's not even 2.3 seconds. It's shorter than that, Shredder. This is frames. Look at right here. This 2.3 seconds is like from 38 to 40. That's 2.3 seconds. No, we're not even that far. We're at right here. She's not going to hit him if she were to drive away to there. How much time passed? That's probably about 25 frames. Maybe 13 frames. That's not even half a second. We're talking about fractions of a second now, guys. Fractions of a second. How are you supposed to figure that out? How are you going to figure that out? Fractions of a second. Fractions of a second. Fractions of a second. How is he going to figure that out? GLR57 says she knew what she was doing. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt she did it. And she didn't appreciate what she was doing. So. This is just fractions of a second here. I wish I had a, you know what, chat? I'll try to do this. We'll try to do this the right way. I'll see where my stopwatch on my phone. And we'll go. We're going to go and have to figure this out. So here we go. We'll bring up the clock. We'll bring up stopwatch. So here we go. Let's bring this back. Chat. So here we go.
Get out of the fucking car.
I'll start it when I get.
Get
out of the car.
I don't even think I got this right, Chad.
Get out of the
I did it once. Right now. 1.06 seconds. 1.06 seconds. Let's try it again. Here we go. Let's try it again.
fucking car. Get out of the car.
That one didn't even work right. So let's try it again. This is hard to do.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Guys, it's not. I mean, like, this is hard to figure out here. But this is what we have to, like, people who are demanding things here. Here we go. We'll try again one more time.
Fucking car. Get out of the car.
I spotted that one a little bit, and I got 1.39 seconds that last time around. 1.39 seconds. Oh, can I ask Grok to time it? That's actually a good idea, Mr. Squiggles. We'll let Grok do it. Hold on. How will I do this here? Okay. Twitter. Let's see if he'll do it. Let's see if Grok will do something. Let's see if this. I just asked Grok, could you time how long it takes the car to go from reverse to moving forward in this video? Let's see. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it'll do it. I don't know. We'll try it real quick. But yeah, there you go. Zana on Theory says your mom should have swallowed you. Well, she probably did that to like other siblings, but no, I got all right there. No, sir. You're saying from yes to the start of the hit is 2.3 seconds. That's not the point. The idea is when she starts moving, that's less than a second. And from there, he has a reasonable fear for his safety, is my point. So, let me see here. Well, let's see. Well, what did Mr. Squiggle say? What's comforting? Also, the dog survived. Well, that's good. Yeah. So, imagine you're being attacked by a rabid lesbian. Well, yeah, that would be something. But guys, it's just, we're like, regardless, I think we could all agree, fractions of a second or less. And then from when he starts shooting, it's fractions of a second. I mean, yes, when you're going slow motion, it's bop, bop, bop. But that's not how fast it went. At speed, it went really, really, really fast. And we've watched this before. We've watched body cam videos. We've watched shooting videos. When it's time to go, when you think it's kicking off, I might be dying, and it's like, this is the, I gotta do it. Bop, 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 bop. Like, that's what happens. You know, it's not like the Olympics. You don't go, pew, and they go, oh, I dare say, good sir, an 8-ring hit. Pew. Oh, I missed. Pew. No, it's like, yeah, you're like, it's time to go. 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 Indian Summer says he didn't learn anything after he got dragged by the car. I bet that dummy stands up from another car after this. Well, the first time wasn't that. I mean, like, if we're going to play that game, he did a completely different thing and got dragged by a car. So, I mean, we can go down that route if you want to go down that. Like, fine, here we go. I mean, like that's okay with me. Well, I don't know where that video is at. I think it's on Twitter. Let me bring it up here. We'll bring that one up while we're at it. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can find it. ICE agent previous incident. Let's see if there's a picture or the footage of it that's out there. Actually can't find it, but no, he came up to the back of a car. There's footage of it. He comes up back of the car, like behind the driver's side window, gets the window knocked out in the rear to unlock the front, and they get dragged. So that's actually standard textbook way for you to do things as a cop. So yeah. And Steven, that's how they're trained to do it. So he follows policy and he does everything right, and he still gets injured. Kay sent it to me. Okay, thank you, Kay. Thank you. I'll take a look for it here. All right. But yeah, he did everything right. If he does it right and he gets hurt, like, I mean, if we're doing the tampon woggle arguments, I mean, you swing and miss on that one. Kay, where did you send it? Because I don't see it. Kay, where did you send it at? Like on Twitter? Or just when you say DM me, it doesn't help because I don't know what we're being DM'd. Because I have a million DMs. Oh, okay. So never listen to Erica. All right. Oh. Okay. Well, see, Erica, now you're in trouble. DM'd in Grindr. But yeah, Steven, you saw it yesterday. You don't remember where. Yeah. So, I mean, he did the thing the right way before. Like, you know, that's solid. Check ICQ Jim what's on. Yeah. It's solid police work. It's tactically sound. He did what he had to do, and he did it the right way. So, yeah, I'm sure it factors in. He's like, I'm not going to get dragged again. But he also did it the right way before. So, what does that mean for him? Like, I'm just saying, like, I mean, here it is. Here we go. I found it, what I was looking for. Here is where, oh, come on. Yeah, so here we go. Here it is. This is CBS showing it.
Months ago that actually took a violent turn. So back in June.
That's how you're supposed to open a car door when somebody won't comply. You smash the window in the back and you reach through and grab the front.
ICE agents in Minneapolis attempt.
That's how you do it. He did it the right way. So, oh shit, you guys can't see. All right, here we go. This is how you do it. This is how you're supposed to get into a car where somebody won't comply. So he's doing things the right way. So he won't stand in front of it again. Maybe not, but he also did it this way and he got hurt. But here we go. Here's him getting dragged. Come on, damn.
That actually took a violent turn. So back in June.
And that's the thing. He tried to do it the right way and he got dragged. No, Shinobu says that's also how you get dragged. Every way's dragged. Cars are dangerous. Sometimes you're going to have to suffer a risk dealing with a bad guy. Clearly, he's a moron. Yeah, that's standard procedure to get people out of a car. Arresting shitbags is never easy. As much as I don't like the cops when they're doing stuff, if people don't want to be fucking arrested, there isn't a whole lot you can do about that. People will resist to the most of their abilities. Yeah, I mean, like, the only other way is, are we going to start just shooting drivers? You like, okay, well, now we got to start killing everybody. Like, no, they have to try that. But yeah, this is it. Like, what do you want to do? Yeah, it's just, yeah. So we've already got proof that he's dealt with this before. And now we're here. And yeah, from here, let's get back to this view. And we'll continue going on. Fresh Spring says, couldn't he take his arm out? I don't know. Could he? Did he get caught in the seatbelt? Did the guy grab his arm? You know, getting stuck on top of it? I don't know. I don't know what happened. For some reason, he got dragged. I'm sure he wouldn't have done it if he wanted to. But also, keep in mind as a cop, the moment somebody resists, are you supposed to just go, oh, all right, goodbye, sir. Have a nice day. No, the cops have a duty and an obligation to try to stop you from getting away. That's how they operate. They never just go, oh, well, you didn't want to get arrested, so, sorry, sir. But there's a lot of concerns. If he falls down, he'll get sucked under the car. There's a million concerns he's got with this. There's a lot, like, it's all the same things that you're at risk from if you were fucking around on cars as a kid. You were warned not to do. There's a million ways to get run over, million ways to get hurt. So that's how this works here. It's dangerous as shit. Yeah. Ultimately, when the cops come to arrest you, take your pinch like a man. Don't talk and take your pinch like a man. Because guess what? If it's a bad arrest, you can win later. In her situation, I'm sure she probably would have gotten acquitted. Why? We're seeing this now as a reflex towards ICE enforcement operations. For example, that guy in LA who was towing the ICE vehicles. Clearly, he's doing it to fuck with them and he wanted to fuck around, but he got acquitted. He got jury nullification. And guess what? He won. I'm sure she would have suffered a similar situation here, but instead she wanted to fuck around. It's like, take your chance and like go to court and fight it. But like, you can't just run into like sit there and scramble a bumpler. She's in Minnesota. She probably has a good chance of getting a hung jury. And guess what? If they charge her with impeding and she goes to trial and gets a hung jury, they're not charging, like, they're not going to re-indict her. They're not going to charge her again federally. They'll just wash their hands of it and call it good. So I don't know why she did this. It's just, once again, a very poorly thought out strategy. If you want to do civil disobedience, you're going to get arrested. And if you're not ready for that, and you don't want that smoke, then don't sign up for this. Don't sign up for this. Everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do that gangster shit. And part of being a gangster means you go to jail. You get arrested. So it's Oh, I'm sure she had been doing this before all day and in previous days, and all their friends, haha, tee, we got away. And ICE is like, fuck it, it's not worth it. And they kept playing reindeer games. Eventually you don't. Eventually the reindeer games run out. Eventually, that's it for you. And she failed to appreciate that. She failed to appreciate it. And going back to all of this, like, we're now to the point where Jacob Fry has admitted, the mayor is like, okay, well, maybe she got hit. Or maybe he did get hit by the car. And it's pretty clear something happens. And I'm not using the sped up ones, and I don't care about the speed. Look, you can see him already planting his feet. Something's happening to him. Something happens here. And we'll slow it down as much as we can to figure it out. But, you know, look, something happens to him where, look, see, he gets pushed out of the way. Now, at that point, does he know if he's clear of the car? Is he going to get sucked under? What's going on? No. And once you start causing somebody to be in fear, like, we're now into the shooting, and those 3 shots happen in less than a second. The 3 shots happen in less than a second. You know, does he have a reasonable belief at that point that he's still in danger? Sure. Like, those shots happen in a time faster than a process thought. So yes, at that point, he is justified. Boom, boom, boom. And then she, you know, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Bam! Yeah? Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. That's what I get for not putting it on the right screen. Damn it. Sorry, chat. There you go. Talking to myself, Boomer. Thank you. All right. Take 2. All right, take 2 of this. So we're going to rewind this back to where he's at, and you can see him. You can start to see him from right here. He plants his feet. Planting his feet. Please don't run me over. And notice, push. That's somebody getting pushed out of the way. That is not somebody sidestepping. So it's kind of interesting. Isn't it interesting how that works? Isn't it interesting how that works there? I know none of you guys are mad. I'm just pointing out, like, isn't it interesting how that works for this guy? Mm-hmm. So when the feet slide is forced, yes. So from here, as this keeps going, now he's shooting. The ground was slick. You can see your tires spinning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is the problem when you start trying to do things and like everything starts layering up on each other. We now get to somebody gets killed. Boom, boom, boom. And now she's in the, I believe I could fly. I believe I could touch the sky. You know, go on, Freedom Train. Bop. So, you know, there you go. Yeah, and you can see him showing his feet. Well, we're going to get to that video because that video, once again, shows us a lot. That video shows us a lot. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, guys. We're working through stuff. We got some stuff we got to work through. We're busy on stuff here, okay? So just humor me on that. Just humor me on that. We are working our way through that. I need to pull back up the shooting itself. Because I had it and I accidentally canceled it out. So here we go. Here we go. We're going back to this now. We're going back to this where they're get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car. Here we go.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
No!
Out of the car.
Oh, that one. Damn, this guy cut it short. Where the... Why would you have that so short, man? Yeah, here we go. Here's the one I wanted. And now the interesting thing about this is you could see that part where he's trying to film, and you could see her just wanting to fight and be an asshole. So here's the initial angle for the people on the sidewalk. And here we go.
No!
And honestly, that no is very funny because it's like, here you go. You're playing reindeer games and life comes at you fast, baby girl. Life comes at you fast. Notice he's like coming over to like just watch it. And from here, she's like, I'm not dicking around.
No! No!
And notice at that point right there, she has already started to move and he's drawn his handgun. Here we go. And I'm not worried about the shots. You know, actually we'll do this. We'll factor the shots into this. We're going to have to slow this down to half speed to watch it. Because here we go. At this point, where are his feet? He's like this right now. He's kind of in front of the car still. If this car was coming at you in the position he's in, would you feel safe that you're not getting run over? And we're going to get to the new guy. We're going to get to the slipping part. Here we go.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. And notice he gets pushed back because look, yeah. Bop. Now, this is something to think about, guys. If a car comes towards you, and this is somebody tried to tweet this to me, and I didn't get a chance to answer it before I got to come on here. They said, "Why is his body over the hood?" I'm like, "You mean like the natural flexing point of your hip when you get hit? You might lean over onto the hood of a car and go, oh, uh-oh. Yeah, it's because she fucking hit him. It's because she fucking hit him." And notice how fast we went. We went from 15 seconds to 17 seconds here. But that's not even an accurate counter. Once again, this is 15 seconds. Let's see how fast this goes in real time. I'll try to time it here. There's 3 shots total. He was standing in front of the car like a dummy. He was walking around to come film her getting arrested. So here we go. If you're ready, guys, let's go. We're going to back it up just a hair more.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking...
Guys, I went 1, 2, 3. I tried to shot time that. It's very hilarious given the meme number. 0.67 seconds. 0.67 seconds. You know, like we're talking about fractions of a second. You know, like that's it. That's it. You know, fractions of seconds are going by. And when you factor in the amount of time he had the weapon drawn, we're now up to like over 1 second, maybe a second and a half. And notice he's slipping and sliding. It's icy out. It's so icy and shitty the car can't get traction. Those are all factors that play into this. But the idea that like, you know, he could stop those shots. It's like, no, man, you're in the middle of it. Like shit happens when you play at speed. It's the same reason why when you see any sort of shooting where people are defending themselves, it's just bop, 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 bop. Like you're fucking going till it's stopped and you know you're safe. That's why he didn't keep shooting. He's like, I'm out of the way at that point. But that's what we're dealing with here. This is no joke. And that's where things go. Now, it's very funny when you listen to the mayor. This is interesting what he has to say here.
What you just said, and I think to repeat for everybody, Donald Trump said that Renee ran the ICE agent over. Don't take my word.
Notice he can't just say that's not right. That silence was deafening. That was a very pregnant pause.
For it. Don't take their word for it. Watch the video from every single angle. I mean, the ICE agent walked away with a hip injury that he might as well have gotten from closing a refrigerator door with his hips.
So we're acknowledging she struck him. Cool. So we're acknowledging that he got struck. Isn't it interesting how this narrative's going? First, she was like taking the kids to school. Oh, she's turning around. Now it's like, well, he only got hurt a little bit. That's not an assessment factor in a self-defense shooting. The fact that she was unable to hurt him is a good thing. You know, she only hit him. She didn't run him over. So actually, yeah. So there we go.
He was not injured. I've seen worse injuries from doing that. And so give me a break. No, he was not ran over. He walked out of there with a hop in his step. The way you put it, it's pretty great.
That is the mayor of Copenhagen, chat. The mayor of Copenhagen. That is some god tier cope. And just for an example of when people get run over by a car, this is a very good example of this woman was in a high-speed chase with police, and now she's out in front of a school with a gun in her hand, running away after she shot at cops. Like, let's just kind of like, you know what happens when you get hit by a car? You end up on the fucking hood. So here we go. See, look how she was and then sucked under. Gone. You can see, like, she ended up on the hood and then under. And then it gets even worse, though. If you guys have never seen this before, this is Amy Caprio. She was a police officer in Baltimore County, Maryland. And she rolled up on a suspected burglary. If you want to see what happens and how easy it is to get run over, here you go.
When she encountered a black Jeep.
Stop! Stop! Get out of the car! 10-3. Get out of the car!
The repeated commands were...
See, she's kind of stepped out of the way. She's not even in front of it. Is she really even in front of it at that point?
were directed at Dante Harris, then 16. He and 3 other teens were in a Perry Hall neighborhood. Harris stayed in the Jeep while the other 3 were burglarizing homes. As the Jeep continued to advance, Officer
Here you go. Here's how much force it takes to run someone over.
Caprio got off 1 shot. WJZ won't show the...
There you go. Doesn't take much. But think about it. You already know this in your normal daily life. When you're driving in a driveway, you make sure the kids aren't behind the car. When you're at the mall, do you just walk through the parking lot? No. Like if somebody starts backing up, you're like, oh, I better pay attention. I don't want to get run over. So no, there's an entire like the idea that these cars are not dangerous is completely fucking retarded. She hits you and you bump off and you fall and crack your head on the concrete and die. You know, all of it's dangerous. All of it's dangerous. All of it's dangerous. You know, yes, she died. He ran her over and killed her. And those guys went to prison. And they went to trial on this. Indian Summer says, that's what I'm saying. Move out of the way. Why? They're criminals. They have to be stopped. These guys were burglarizing homes. That's actually a violent crime. It's very dangerous. Oh, sorry, mister. Sorry. You have the road, sir. If anytime he's in the car, oh, we can't stop him. Indian Summer says that's dangerous. Mr. Burglar, have a nice day. And now we'll get into a high-speed chase and chase you. Oh, that's so much safer. That's so much safer to everybody involved, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it safer that way? Having a high-speed chase in a neighborhood and, you know, sure, an old lady gets fucking schwacked crossing the road. Oh, well. I bet she wished she moved. Sure. I bet she wished the fucking shitbag would have obeyed the law. So. But yeah, this idea, you know, letting the bad guys do what they want. Oh, no, that's not how fucking cops work. It's not how cops fucking work. It's not how cops work. And even when you get into the case law on this, there's all kinds of case law we have to consider. You know, the first building block in this is Graham v. Connor. The first one's Graham v. Connor. Okay. No, did they use excessive force? Was it objectively reasonable? Well, the guy's walking around the car to film and she's oh, fuck, oh, God, I guess we're doing this. He wasn't trying to stop her initially. He was trying to film her, and then she escalated it. Was it objectively reasonable to pull out your gun at that point? Yes. Then we move on to Tennessee v. Garner. You know, as she's going by him in that, like, 0.6 of a second, bump, 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 as he's slipping and falling. Maybe he thinks he's being dragged at that point. I don't know. We don't really know. But here's the neat thing. If you fucking stop the car when the policeman says get out of the car and you just get arrested, none of this fucking happens. None of this happens. So Tennessee v. Gardner's an issue. And then you ultimately have this case, Barnes v. Felix. And we talked about this. We actually went through this when it came out, chat. It's all about it's all about now a totality of the circumstances test regarding excessive force. But even then, just applying it in general, we can use this. What's the totality of the circumstances? It's icy. It's slippery out. You know, he was not intentionally trying to get in the way. Was it objectively reasonable? Was, like, in all circumstances considered? Yeah. It's all about what you can do there. So that's something you have to think about. So you have Barnes v. Felix. And then ultimately, what does the Supreme Court think about all this stuff? Well, this is a great case. There's another case. Plumhoff v. Rickard. 9-0 on the Supreme Court. 9-0 on the Supreme Court. And you have many of the same people on it that we've had before. You know, we've had a couple. We have John Roberts. We have Clarence Thomas. We have Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Samuel Alito. This was a 9-0 decision. Okay? What is this one about? So, this was about qualified immunity. Now, these are generally in private lawsuits, but it comes that way. So what did they say here? So what happened? This guy was in a car chase. Donald Rickard led police on a high-speed chase where the police fired 15 shots into the car as he was fleeing. Both Rickard and his passenger died. I mean, yeah. Rickard and his passenger both got killed. His daughter sued as, you know, an heir. And they pointed out that, you know, no. If you're a grave public safety risk, you can act reasonably in using deadly force to end that risk. And the number of shots being fired is also reasonable because if you're justified in firing at a suspect in order to prevent a severe threat to safety, you don't need to stop until the threat is ended. And that's true. That's true for you too. If the threat is still present and you still can articulate a reasonable belief you are facing death or serious bodily injury, you can keep applying force. Now, I mentioned this before, chat. It's like a windmill at a putt-putt course. And I'm going to use this here. It's very much like the windmill at a putt-putt course. Self-defense can open and close. And what do I mean by that? It's pretty simple. So think of these paddles. Like, let's say the paddle itself is no self-defense, but you could shoot through it, you have self-defense. The factors and things in a situation, self-defense can appear, it can be open, and it can be closed. It can be open, it can be closed. It can happen a bunch of times in different ways. So sometimes you do have self-defense, sometimes you don't. And the facts change, you do or don't have it. So you can see, sometimes yes, sometimes no. And that's what is important here. At that point, the window was still open. This guy had been dragged before. He had a concern about that. It's all about his reasonableness of his state of mind. And I think at this point, he's got it. He's got it. I understand it doesn't look good. It doesn't look great. And yes, you have to give the evil drum flurberer, things. Yes, but when the police tell you to stop, stop. That's how this works. And once again, it sucks for Renee Good because I think she got boned here. I think her friends and her family and all these people got her gassed up. And she went to go do this, and Cheesy Tarian saying, when the blade is open or passed. You can pick either way, but it's an analogy. It's an analogy. Patches says, oh no, the straw man guy is going live again. We've been on live for a while, but thank you for noticing. Thank you for being here. Appreciate the click. So's the algorithm. But it can come and pass. As this is an ongoing thing. Remember, we're talking about with less than a second. No, that would be foolish to say that wasn't all warranted. Renee Good bought a ticket, and sadly, she didn't realize where the train was going to go. Nothing you can do about that. It's the train ain't stopping. And that's the problem. When you hop on the train, it doesn't stop. And I feel bad. Like, should she have died? No. Am I happy she's dead? No. Is her death going to be a lesson to others? Hopefully. Do I think this guy wanted to use his weapon? No. Do I think he's torn up over the fact he had to kill someone? 100%. I guarantee you, Jonathan Ross is very upset that he had to do this. That's why afterwards, when he shoots her, he screams, fucking bitch. Yeah. I would think you're a fucking bitch and a fucking retard if you tried to run me over. Or at least if I thought you were trying to run me over. And acted all retarded over this, over a simple arrest that she would have been cited for and released on. Yeah, it's pretty fucking retarded. It makes you look like a dumb bitch to resist that. So. Yeah, entirely. Yeah, George Floyd happened within a mile. But ultimately, yeah, it's sad because she didn't have to do this. She didn't have to do this. Common sense would tell you to listen to the guy with a gun and a badge. Well, yeah, but once again, she had either probably already gotten away with this, or once again, I don't want to be arrested today. Well, that's not how that works. It's not how that works. So, yeah, Sean is not made of straw. He's a real boy. Yes, I'm a real boy. Mexican Vader says, what about the windmills of friendship? Oh no. But yeah, guys, it's when the police tell you, hold on here. Daryl says, I'm not going to listen to a pig telling me to get out. Who the fuck are you? I mean, what do you think they're going to do if you don't get out? They're going to force you out. Like, what? Like, do you think you're going to be able to, like, sit there and chill? Yeah, I showed them what's up. They smashed my car apart, but yeah, I didn't do what they said. Fuck them pigs, man. Like, no, that's really fucking retarded. That's really retarded. That's an awful fucking mindset to have. It's an awful fucking mindset to have. And any lawyer who tells you to resist is retarded. And they tell you to resist here is completely stupid. There is no incentive here for you to resist. Yeah, when the police tell you to stop, you stop. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to get injured? Like if the police officer comes up behind you and turns on his lights, are you just driving away? Bullshit, you're not. This is just some shitty trolling here. What would you do if a client called you while actually running from the cops? I tell them to stop. It's not going to get any better. You're not going to win this. Like if you call me right now, Sean, I'm driving down Interstate 90 and the highway patrol's chasing me. Pull over. There's nothing you can do. You're not going to get away. And the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to get. And if you've already started running away from them, they're going to arrest you and they're going to be super aggressive. But that's why you don't do that. You submit to arrest and then we go fight it. But if you decide to fight them and resist them, great. Now I've got more charges to fight. And I might be able to say, okay, they were wrong about trying to stop you. Like they were looking for the wrong car. But since you ran away, that charge of fleeing and eluding still exists. Or let's say, oh, you were the wrong guy, the mistaken identity when they tried to arrest you, and you fought them. Great, you still have a resisting arrest charge. You resist them so hard, somebody gets hurt. Great, now you got a felony on your record, and you truly didn't do anything wrong to get it. But because you just wouldn't take the fucking pinch like a man, now you got extra problems in your life. You have, like, they will kill you. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. What happens the longer you resist arrest? They will use more and more and more force to make sure you're arrested. Grand Theft Auto, you get one cop, then they start chasing or aggressive. Then eventually the helicopter comes out. Then there's the FBI. And then there's the military. And then what happens? They fucking kill you. That's the point. You are not going to overpower them. Especially not in just a regular, your semi-charmed kind of life. Yes, when it gets to the point of like full-on resistance and all that, great. Maybe that'll be different. But when you're just doing your normal day, you're not going to win that. You're not going to win. So yes, what would I do? I tell you to stop and surrender. And I would try to contact the highway patrol and say, you're going to surrender right now and help you figure that out. But no, the idea that I'm not going to tell you like, go freedom train, go. No. Stop. You're making this worse for yourself and more dangerous. Moments of Trade says not getting out of vehicle when told is a crime. It depends. I mean, at first, maybe not. Bella Lugosi saying, do not comply with orders. You can see what happens, and if it's corrupt, sue them. There's a system. It's not perfect. I think you're saying do comply because you're saying don't comply. That's not correct. It worked for OJ too. Yeah, well, OJ was, you're not OJ. Oh, this happened to somebody. You're not that person. You're not that person. Moments of Trading says it's a crime. Well, they might charge you, they might not. but I would tell you to comply, because if they decide to charge you with obstructing official business or justice, yeah. And besides, they gave her a couple chances to get out of the car. They gave her a couple chances to get out of the car. It was very retarded for her. So are you telling me to go reenact the Bronco chase or no? Sorry, Ariel, no. I'm not telling you to go reenact the Bronco chase. No, but like I say, guys, do not do it. You are not these people. You are not these stars. You will not get the dispensations they get. So never, ever, 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 ever do this shit. It is foolish and stupid. And I just know it's never going to end well. It's just never going to end well. And you guys can get upset about that all you want. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. It never gets any better. And just, it's a shame to see people do stuff. It's a shame to see people do things. And be goobers about it when they don't have to be. They don't have to be, and she shouldn't have been one. I have a feeling this is not going to deter the people. Sure, it's not. It's not going to deter. It's only going to escalate. Yes, criminal law is a growth industry. Yes, generally speaking, it is. What if you already bought a white Bronco, Steven? Well, you need to have a friend. Well, remember, it's not your white Bronco. You need to have a friend who buys an identical white Bronco, and you need to drive that one. You don't drive your Bronco. You drive your friend's Bronco. Did the guy that got dragged, the officer, get let off by the state? I don't know. I'm not sure. Moto X Racer says, I fought the law and the law won. Well, congratulations for that, but you're the very small minority. Yeah, and Paris Hilton got away with drunk driving until her dad got sick of it. You're not Paris Hilton, correct? All those things work, Superphil said, would MIMS versus Pennsylvania apply to federal agents? Yes. I would argue they have the right to get you out of the car. Yes. Besides, by that point, they want to get her out of the car so they can arrest her. So, yes, they can order you out of the car. But it's not a traffic stop at that point. This is a stop for somebody who's impeding them. It just happens to be with a vehicle on the road. So, they're allowed to get you out of the car to effectuate arrest. So, that's where I would do that, if that's what you're getting at here. Yeah, it's officer safety, but I think it's still fine there. What about hose versus mad? Well, they are, hose mad times 24. Oh, all right, chat. We got to get some of these super chats here. Bumps Johnson says, could it be argued that Ashley Babbitt is the best case for comparison? Yeah. Did the officer who took that shot had a reasonable fear of death or bodily harm? I don't think he did, because I don't think the other cops on the other side of the wall did. They didn't shoot, but that's probably the closest thing they're going to be able to articulate. I think Bird actually murdered her, but that's the closest thing they've got. Malcolm Combs says Barrett Bruce Rivers. Thank you. I tried to be. I was a little shocked by his I was a little shocked by how that all worked out with him. So EDW Raptor says dinosaur, yes. I hate Yankees. Says, what do you think of the theory that Renee was literally retarded instead of just metaphorically? She's kind of got that face. My opinion. No, I don't think so. I think she was smart enough. Teresa S. or Teresa's, I'm not sure. Multiple Teresas. Says Sean is right. She had no idea the danger she was in. Those training groups might want martyrs if they aren't training moms to be safer. It's tragic. Yeah, I think so. John Coleman for $5. Thank you, John. Says, all right, this is Act Blue's fault for telling Good she could act like this. And Remy's is going to sue you for what with this? What? Who's Remy's? Huh? And Remy's is going to sue you for what with this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Has anyone called it a Honda Pilotless yet? No. Not yet. You are the first one to do it. Also, so Malcolm says if you have VLC, you can download the videos. Yeah. Thank you, Malcolm. Fair Frozen 55 says originally I didn't catch it, but does Drive Baby Drive expose the other lady to a criminal indictment? I don't think so. She asked her to drive, and then the lady did. Yeah, but I don't. It's like I said, I don't think that's a proper use of the law. You know, even let's say it even was, it fit the law perfectly. You know, what do we gain by putting her in the risk of life and limb or her personal freedom? Nothing. So I wouldn't support prosecuting her anyway, even if she did break a law. That was breaking law technically. And I would argue that's a First Amendment thing. You can tell people to go break the law. I think she should be allowed to. Senor Spibergo says, I think she honestly believed the Gestapo was coming after her and feared for her life due to her being brainwashed and to believing Trump is literally Hitler and everything he touches is Nazism. I mean, if she is, well then, well. Derna, thank you, by the way, for the super chat. It's good to see you, sir. It's been a little while. Hope you're doing well. Derna says, I would invite our left-wing guests to go on TikTok and prove they can get away with a Honda Pilot. I wouldn't want people to do that because I don't want people to get hurt. Playing around cars is always stupid and dangerous. Debbie says Debbie O for $5. Thank you, Debbie. Says a good analogy that might get the point across that ICE could enforce all federal laws might be Minnesota's use of fish police and riot control last night. I mean, that's the other thing too. I know people are screaming, oh, they can't enforce the law. Why can't ICE agents enforce the law? I mean, like if I punch one of them in the face, they can't arrest me for assaulting an officer? Well, if I punched him in the face, would he have to stand there and like hold his bloody nose and go, FBI, help? No. He can enforce federal law. They are federal law enforcement agents. Like they can enforce all federal laws. They have that power. They have that power to do it. They can enforce federal law. Like they can do all that. Like they literally have the authority. It's something they have. I mean, this is nothing new. Like it's totally within the authority of them to do it. It's totally within their authority. I just, it's poppycock. It's poppycock to do this. This is already listed here. It's 8 USC 1357. Powers of immigration officers and employees. Like they have all kinds of authority to arrest you. Powers without warrant. So any officer employee of the service, and what's the service? The service means the Immigration and Naturalization Service of the Department of Justice. Okay? people have authorities. They can arrest you. What can they arrest you for? Any offense against the United States if it's committed in their presence. Any felony under U.S. federal law. If you have reasonable grounds to believe that you have committed or is committing the felony. Like, you can do that. They are federal law enforcement officers. They go to the federal law enforcement training center. Like, this is where they go. They are trained. Like, who goes there? What, like, everybody goes there. Everyone goes to these places. Like, this is how this all works. Like, they are involved in training all the thing. Like, yeah, everybody goes there. Everyone goes there. Like, the FBI doesn't. They have their own academy, and so does the Secret Service. But DEA, like all these, they all use the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. But like ATF agents, Indian Affairs, like the Coast Guard, Border Patrol, ICE, Marshals, they all use it. The FBI does it. They have their own academy too on top of it. But you learn federal law. You learn how to operate things. Tribal police use it. Bureau of Indian Affairs guys. Like, this is where everybody goes. This is not new stuff. So the idea that these guys don't know what they're doing, it's just more poppycock. It's more nonsense. It's more nonsense. A ICE agent is an 1811. It is a federal agent. I can be arrested for breaking the law. Like, anybody who tells you they can't is fucking high and delusional. T-Rex Travels says, thank you again, T-Rex. Says, I enjoy the content and 100% agree with you and Bronca. I assume Bronca agreed, but I don't know what reasons he articulated. But the space station crew have to scrap their mission and come home early is way more interesting. I don't know what happened there. That's interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. Shredder S07 is for 10 subs, and we'll get in a Clyde woo there. See if we can get Clyde anyway. Clyde, come here, buddy. Clyde. Come here, Clyde. Come on, Bubba. Is he sleeping? Oh, I guess Clyde's like... He's just like wandering around. He just like, apparently he looked at her and it's like, no, we're not doing this today. So, no, chat, you're not seeing him today. Smoke and Mog, yes, for $10, right. Never use crosswalks. Running cars are near them, yes. Be very funny. Johan has been a member for 19 months. Says room temperature commies are the best commies. Well, that part is correct, yes. Malcolm Combs says the guy grabbed his arm. Oh, so he's reaching in the car to unlock it, and for whatever reason, the guy decided to grab onto it and drag the officer. Well, yeah, here we go. Anyways, Clyde, come here, bud. Hi, buddy. I see your tail. Come here, Clyde. Come here, Clyde. Clyde. And he's just like, nope. He's like, sorry, fat man. I'm going to go eat. He's like, you don't hear him click-clack all the time. Kathy, your realtor in Jersey for $10. Thank you, Kathy. Guys, remember, you're buying, sell, leasing, whatever. Kathy's your person to get. I sent you a video on X from the neighbor's side of the street where the camera was pointing. Let me take a look here, Kathy. I think I saw this already, but we'll take a look. Let me see here. Let me see. Yes. I think I see this, Kathy. Yes, hold on. Okay, chat. Yeah, here we go. This is another angle of stuff. And this is a video I think some of you guys have seen before. This is like from really far away. So here we go. We can rewind this a little bit. Here it is, the moment as it all kicks off. So she's backing up. The cop's right here. You can see him. He's like right here. And he's going to start walking around. Notice the car becomes oriented to him. The car doesn't stay where it's at. The car is facing this way initially. And all of a sudden, now it's facing that way. So she escalated this. She changed a lot of things for this guy. So here we go. Let's watch it happen. Let's watch it happen. So notice he's walking along, and his plan, you can tell his plan is like, herp, burp, 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 burp. He's going to go over and film her getting arrested. So it's pretty clear. Like, she changes the orientation of everything. So as you look, he's already, like, when this starts, he's already kind of here. You can, like, I don't know if he could have stepped out of the way in time. Because remember, that camera view we're watching is this guy right here who's on a massive angle. So I don't know if he could have really got out of the way in time. He'd had to jump, and is that reasonable? No. Yeah, and notice, like, it's, yeah, she barrels out of there. And look, she's, yeah, there she is, life leaving her body. It's like, it's again, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I did, you know, none of this makes me feel any less sure that he did this. Amateur Comic Class, yes, please don't forget to remind new people, please like and subscribe. Yeah, if you guys are new, my name is Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I'm an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area. We covered a lot of criminal stuff, obviously, with the name of this channel, but, you know, court cases out there, you know, the lawsuits are going, like Ethan Klein suing, you know, Hassan's hoes, Destiny stuff, Supreme Court things, obviously all the stuff with Trump, funny lawsuits, trials. We kind of cover everything here. So, you know, if you guys are new, hang out. I would appreciate it. You know, throw me a like, throw me a subscribe. If we can get over 27,000. That's kind of like that's been my big hurdle all year long. I mean, all year long has only been 10 days, but 2025 was the hurdle there. So, let's see here if you guys catch up on stuff. Let's see here. It's really the Clyde show. Yes, Clyde the dog. And if I could get him, you know, he would come on here. Celestial Forces, did you pull the Alpha News footage? Oh, yeah, we've already done that. And the Alpha, it's not his body cam. It's the phone he's holding. But yes, we've already been through the Alpha News footage. But yes, this is that footage where he's like walking around filming it. Because once again, he's trying to film for the sake of creating a evidence for the purpose of charging her with impeding. Because she clearly is impeding. And under the case law, this would 100% be guilty of impeding agents and obstructing them. So she would want to be 100% guilty. That little voice, you bring up a great point. I don't think she was trying to hit him. I'm sure she probably wasn't, but here's the problem. When you put somebody in a situation where they they have a reasonable belief that they're going to suffer death or serious bodily injury, she probably didn't mean to make him think that was going to happen. She probably didn't mean to hit him. The problem is she did. And the problem is that officer felt threatened, and it's a reasonable belief he was going to get hurt. So guess what? He has the right to use force. As I said before, it's kind of like if you're working on a job site and you're standing in a pool of water working on some electrical stuff, and somebody comes up and, you know, disregards the signs to say, don't turn this on, and the door is locked, and she comes up with a crowbar and pops it open, and she wants to turn on the electricity, and you're holding a gun, would you be allowed to shoot her? I would argue yes. You're allowed to stop yourself from suffering that. You know, everybody's telling her, stop, Stop! Don't, no. And she's just like, I do what I want. You can't just do that. You know, your actions can hurt people. And those people have a right to not be hurt. So. What if his name is Mr. Walk Him Down 612? I don't know. So, Anime Kaiser Willie says he tried to. What did he try to do? So, well, and it's funny. Moments of Trading says your victim died of natural causes, Your Honor. And it says, well, the victim was pushed out of a 6th floor window. Yes, gravity is natural. Death is natural. The sudden stop is a natural result of physics. So, let me see here. What? Oh, that little voice. I'm not saying you said he's wrong, but you bring up a very good point. She probably didn't mean to do it. And that was actually a very good point to bring up, that even if she didn't mean to do that, it clearly happened. So her intent isn't necessarily relevant. Did she do something that caused people to fear for their safety? Yes. Well, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Tim would say you're sending that poor electrician to prison for life. No, because if I locked out the thing and I locked out the electrical box and you come and flip it open and you're about to flip the switch, the idea I wouldn't have the right to throw a wrench at you and maybe that kills you. That's perfectly fine. Like, am I just supposed to stand there and go, oh, well, I guess I'm going to die? Because that's what you're telling me. Like, oh, you have to accept that you're going to die. Sorry. No, you wouldn't. Nobody expect you to. So, let me see here. When will you freaking learn when will you learn your acts of consequence? I don't know. Gravewalker says, notice how critical he is police. Well, yeah, because normal people don't just go out and do this. So, yeah. I'm not sure what you're getting at here. She was panicked. She had a big toothy smile on her face. Well, I think she did until she realized, like, oh, shit, I'm getting arrested. Once again, I think she understood that was not going to work out the way she wanted. Yeah, there hadn't been consequences for her at that point. People get assaulted and fired for breaking lockout tagout. Yes. John Doe says some people can't get over the idea that sometimes people have to die. Yeah. She didn't deserve it. Deserve ain't got nothing to do with it sometimes, as we learn in Unforgiven. Deserve ain't got nothing to do with it. From his video, he went around the vehicle just before she accelerated. Remember, yeah, well, she's facing this way, and then when she backs up, she's now here. As he's walking along, she's now shortened the circle for him, so can't do that. You have to be in danger. Yes, he was in danger, and it's still happening. Yes. I guarantee you he thought it was still ongoing, and in the 0.67 seconds of him shooting, it's reasonable. Would he be reasonably able to say he was in danger? Yes. Would it be prudent? Would it be believable? Yes. That's all that matters. Did you have a reasonable and objective belief you were in danger? Yes. You don't have to like it. That's how it is. Example, could he have retreated? Does he have a duty to retreat? DOJ policy is not law. Did he have a duty to retreat from in front of a criminal who was refusing to resist, who was refusing to be arrested? The Supreme Court is never going to say that he has to do that. So, no, there's not an issue of duty to retreat there. As a law enforcement officer, he's expected to effectuate arrest. So, Yeah, and backing up for maximum forward momentum, 100%. That's normal. People do that all the time when they're going to ram. Pizza 83 says she was laughing at them like she knew they were going to do anything to not hurt her. She was the bully out there. Oh, of course. Neener, neener, neener. I know you're not going to hurt me. You can't hurt me. Neener, neener, neener. I'm sure, like I said, she was playing reindeer games. She thought this was fun. And well, then she found out, oh shit, they mean business. So Brian says he has a duty to not retreat. Yeah. Could he physically retreat? I don't know how fast it happened. He was coming around. Like I said, he's coming around. Oh, she's going to get arrested. Well, fuck, I better come over here and film this. And she fucking starts spurging out and trying to drive on her own. I don't know what more you want out of this guy. I don't know more you want out of him at that point. Gravewalker says he was beside the car when he fired the first shot. And yes, from the moment he decided to pull the trigger till when he actually shot. I mean, like, you're asking for this guy to be up, like, at that moment, he used it. Like, the tampon wedding here, I get it. You don't like the fact he killed her, but dude, this shit plays at full speed. Like, it's, when you're playing full speed, man, this is what happens. So he's gonna get he's not guilty. That's the nature of the world. And being and studying deadly force encounters, you'll understand, man. When the timer goes, it all happens fast. So maybe one day you'll learn about that. That's how it works. Have you watched the mental abuse these agents are taking? Well, I don't care if they're getting mentally abused. Fuck that. That's part of your job. People don't like you. You're part of the government. Like, people call you pieces of shit and wife beaters and retarded and illiterate trash all the time. I don't care. That's you suffer there. That's your problem. Gravewalker says that the shot prevented him being hit. You're coming at me with a knife and I shoot you, you still stab me. Like, does that mean I'm not allowed to protect myself or not allowed to shoot you? Like, if he got, like, at what, like, these are just retarded arguments. It didn't stop it from happening. Okay, great. That doesn't mean he can't do it. The car kept going when she was dead. Yes, and she is now a violent felon who's demonstrated she's willing to threaten people with a vehicle to get her way. Baby girl's getting put down no matter what, and I have no sympathy for her at that point. But all this nonsense here, like, did he prevent it from anything from happening? It's like, whether or not it's successful is not the point. Her attack doesn't have to be successful. His employment of force doesn't have to be successful. It's, did he have the legal right to do it? It's all you need to focus on. You're focusing on things that are irrelevant to the analysis. Yeah, embalmed, yes. You don't have to die before you're facing deadly force. So, I have no sympathy for these people. Read it all. Read what all? And you still don't think they still all get deported? They don't. We lost over this. That's a separate matter. I don't know what you're screaming and crying about, Gravewalkers. I don't know what you're screaming and crying about at that point. Shipwreck Crew just posted a long analysis for free in a Substack. Okay. I'll take a look at that at some point. GM says everybody's Neo and sees in slow motion. Yeah. Well, I mean, people just don't like the fact that nobody likes to hear the fact that she got what she fucking got and, she got what she deserved. Don't fuck around. Like, don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through and you won't get hit by a fucking train. Poor man says if she wanted to mess with ICE, she could take him to court and won a big paycheck. Yeah. Yep, maybe. Mamasaurus Rex, who's been a member for 19 months. Thank you for the support. Says, thanks. Now my son is randomly singing I Believe I Can Fly. Well, I do what I can. You're welcome. Jasper the Cat, dude, being all positive out there with the content. Says 13% of Jeeps committing 50% of crime. Oof. Derek says, does a life insurance company pay out? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It'll depend. But remember, generally speaking, insurance companies only make money by denying claims. That's how they make their real money at the end of the day. And Jefferson Post says, rare how the driver gave the crew felony murder. Yeah, but I don't think the crew is entitled. Like, I don't think felony murder would be applicable to other people here. At least not for this, based on the information we have. And then EDW Raptor for 10 subs. And like another Clyde side. Hold on, we'll try this again. Hey, Clyde! Come here, Bubba. Okay, well. Come here, Clyde. Come here, Clyde. Yeah, he's still telling us to kick rocks, chat. He's still telling us to kick rocks. Mike Middleton for $2.79 Canadian says, I mean, OJ didn't pull over and got away with it. I mean, OJ spent like a year in jail, so I don't really think he got away with too much. Robert Lawrence for 5 subs. Hey, it's Ariel isn't re-nupped as a member. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Kathy, your realtor in Jersey, again for $10. Thank you. I heard the idea is that chiefs of police swear to uphold the Constitution, the sanctuary cities, and they can be removed from their positions for impeding ICE. True. I mean, the only people who can remove chiefs of police would be like city government. So if the mayor of Minneapolis or the Minneapolis City Council or the city manager, they're the ones who can do that. Otherwise, it's not really a thing. I understand your thought here, but no, it's just, they have the right not to comply with and assist federal officers, just like a police chief could say, I'm not helping the ATF seize guns. There's, the whole issue of the anti-commandeering doctrine. You cannot impose upon local law enforcement and local government to do the bidding of the federal government like that. Cheesy Terrian's been a member for 16 months. I bet all the federal fascist or facials still have red paint. Who they might. And thank you for being here for 16 months. I appreciate it. Killbilly says, sorry, Sean, but I think I'm wrong about charging the wife. These commies would love to see us in chains or worse. And the right loses by constantly taking this arbitrarily moral high ground. Yeah, but I'm not really worried about her. There's a lot of other people I'm worried about besides her. That's the other issue, too. Resources spent on her means resources that are not spent on more willing and deserving people. And Kathy, you sent me this video 3 minutes long with the approach. Thank you, Kathy. And then T-Rex Travel says, I can't believe firearm safety man Steven Crowder pointed a gun at one of his crew members, regardless of whether or not it's loaded. That's a big no-no. Yeah. And it's funny how all of Twitter's upset with me about it. But no, you don't point fucking guns at people, even if they're unloaded. Because eventually you're going to fuck up and somebody dies. You don't point guns at people. It's not a smart idea. And then Dane Patterson says, Angry Cops did a great breakdown of this case today. I did not see it, but I'm sure Angry Cops did. And certainly I'm sure he's, I'm sure it's pretty good. I heard Destiny was like going over it and spurging out, but yeah, I'm sure Angry Cops did a great job of it. I'm sure he did. The Dems are asking if Chrissy Gnome's impeachment. Well, sure, I'm sure they are. Say these agents don't care about name calling. It all gets tuned out. Yeah, I would assume so. So Let's see here. My alter ego says I looked for violent felons. Trump fired many violent felons. Okay, cool. Based. Let's see here. What else are you guys doing? Destiny lost his mind recently. Recently, okay. I'm about to say. It's like, no, there. Yes, Texas Ranger said, but the mainstream media told me she was an innocent bystander. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny how that works? Ticklestein says, as a European, I don't get the debate. The state shot is a state allowed to shoot. No problem, right? Well, I'm not sure what you mean. Like, could she turn around and shoot back? Not federal, you're not allowed to resist force with deadly force. Like, you're generally not allowed to do that. No, like if some guy wearing an FBI badge is standing in front of my house and just starts shooting it from the sidewalk, yes, I'd be allowed to shoot at him. But like, for example, like if it's a corrupt FBI team and they decide to raid, like I'm not going to win on that. I'd have to fight that in court. Ugh. Let me see here. Did you hear about the attack in Portland? Yes, and it turns out they probably were a couple of shitbags in trendy Aragua. So, hold on one second, chat. All right, chat, hold on one second. I have to go take care of something for the lovely future Mrs. Martin 2.0. So we're going to watch this from the beginning to end so you guys get something to see here. So just watch Renee Good make the poorest decisions of her life. I'll be right back.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? You are fucking criminals! You're fucking criminals! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? You are fucking insane! What did you do? You! Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Dude. Okay. Dude, you shot her. I'm trying to help. No, no. You fucking shot someone in the fucking face. You shot someone in the fucking face. Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Don't let the murderer leave! Don't let the murderer leave! You guys are the fucking criminals! You don't get to tell us what to do! Fucking criminals! Don't let him leave! Don't let him leave!
Well, I almost want to say, you know what would have helped to leave if you were blocking traffic, but you guys know better than to do that again. Sorry, Chad, I'm back now. Say. Yes, Crowder's fake, gay, and Canadian, yes. Dane Patterson, remember, thank you, Dane, for being here. I appreciate it. Hassan is seething about this. I'm sure he is. I understand, though, at the end of the day, somebody's dead. And you have the right as a citizen in your community and as part of the populace and the body politic. Why is she dead and what the fuck happened? We have the right to do that. And I understand that there's that, but I also understand there's a political issue. But for people like Hassan, this lady gets smoked. Once again, it's like Charlie Kirk gets smoked. Oh, fuck. This is like, we're getting for real now. And seeing people get dropped live if you're not used to stuff like that is pretty shattering. I've got 4 eyes. Ava says also you pay for bots because there's 13 live viewers and the other 600 are paid for. I'm pretty sure I'm paying for 600 of them based. I'm like, I haven't paid for them yet. I'm getting free bots, chat. Nuking Mexico is pretty based. Yeah, but Nick Fuentes will be upset if you nuke his homeland. Let's see here. Yeah, there is no self-defense for being arrested or detained. Well, there are some states like Indiana allow you to resist unlawful arrest, but it's like actually applying that law in real life, I don't think is going to work the way you think it will. So, no. You're saying, I had to join. This is so chill, relaxed, and you're so charismatic. Thank you, I guess. And I'm like, as the British would say, mate, are you taking the piss? It's in your voice. Thank you. I appreciate that, but thank you. You don't need receipts, just check the chat. Well, these are pretty intense bots because, I bet these bots will start spelling the N-word here in a second. Let's see. Yeah, they had a nexus to TDA, which means they're probably involved in it. That says way too slow for 698 live viewers. I've slow-moded the chat. It makes it easier for me to read. So I try to catch everybody. I don't just read super chats. Let's see here. Impersonating wearing law enforcement gear. How do you deal with that? I mean, it's like, how do you deal with bad guys like stopping you and attacking you? I mean, sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. Generally speaking, if you like the biggest thing you could do if you think you're being pulled over by somebody who's a bullshit cop, call 911 and say, 911, there's a police officer behind me. I don't think they're real. Can you verify that for me? I'm in, Johnson County, Iowa. I'm on Route 25. Somebody's driving behind me and I think they're a fake cop. Can you verify this is a real police officer? Because there are states and places where you can have unmarked cars. And at that point, I would do a couple different things. I would slow down to like maybe 10, 20 miles an hour or like 10 miles an hour. Put your four-way flashers on and call 911 and do that. Make it clear you're not trying to flee and verify it. You still might get a ticket and you may have to deal with it in court. But for example, if you're just getting pulled over and a guy is in an unmarked car and he's wearing, cargo pants and a khaki polo with like a badge embroidered on it. Yeah, that's sometimes a uniform in some jurisdictions. And I get it, but that's about all you can do. Other times you might be fooled and stopped by a guy who's got like a tricked out car and you're fooled and bamboozled by it. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you swim in the ocean and a shark kills you. Like it happens. Like not a whole lot you can do. Not a whole lot you can do. Angie Sargent says, why did she have to get out of her car in the first place? Because they were going to arrest her. They were going to arrest her ass. It's pretty clear what they were going to do. They were going to arrest her for impeding them and obstructing them. And that's what they were going to do. They decided, we're not playing this game anymore. You're now under arrest. And they're allowed to arrest you for federal crimes. And impeding and obstructing federal officers in their duties is a crime. It's 18 U.S.C. 111. You're not allowed to do that. So there she goes. She arrests them. And like they arrest her there. That's how it works. They're entirely allowed to arrest you for violating that law. GM says trendy agua. No, trendy arugula is what they are. Some kind of fancy water. No, Tren de Aragua is some gang of like retards and dipshits out of Venezuela. I heard they fuck each other as a gang initiation ritual. I heard that's true. So if you're in TDA, I heard you guys fuck each other as a gang initiation. That'll upset them. That'll upset them. Also, oh, hello, sir. Can you join us? Oh, somebody's asking, when is she going to drop the F and just become Mrs. Martin 2.0? We're working on some things here. Maybe we don't know when, but we're working on that. Yeah, they were 100% going to arrest her. Clyde, come here. 2.0 made dinner and she's eating, and I think she's Clyde's like, what did you make? Can I eat it too? Even when shitlibs realize life isn't Marvel, yeah. Kim Carlson Motorsports. It's genuinely scary how people could be like, but if you watch a specific video and you can ignore the others, you can see he wasn't hit. Yeah, like I said, if you watch that one where it shows him really far out, something happens. Kale says, is that the wife's video? No, that was the person filming from behind everything. Remember, this video is that guy standing on the sidewalk when it all kicks off. Because remember, when he starts here, this is the wife or the girlfriend. This is the one taunting the ICE officer. This is her. So this is some guy standing on the sidewalk, and this is her taunting the cop while he's trying to film. George Floyd. Jeez, some of you guys and your names. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. How is the dog? Oh, the dog is great. Clyde is such a good boy. Yes, you can hear him. He just like click-clack the way out there. Tony and Ash, she's never touched him. Clear miss, 1 to 2 feet. Yeah, I don't think you can articulate that. You clearly can't see that. That is not something you'll be able. You would not be able to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. And even then, if she missed him by a foot, if he could still articulate a fear, it's game on. But she clearly touched him. Even the mayor of Minneapolis has said, oh, the guy only had a minor injury. So he clearly was touched. She clearly made contact. So. And Vass is saying, yes, the simple point is, yes, when the policeman tells you to do something, do it. Get out of the car. You're detained. You're seized. Get out of the car. Listen to it. She and her wife are fucking around and interrupted an investigation. Yeah. Yep. They could have done two things, not fucked around or complied. They had two options that day. Derek Peterson says, I'm a bot. Yes. Yes, let me see here. Is Clay misbehaving? No. Yes, Sarah Brown is correct. John Bryan, the civil rights lawyer. Guys, if you guys don't follow him here on YouTube, you are missing out because it's important. And there's like actual stuff this guy covers. John Bryan just crushes it, and he does good work. He actually, it still does civil rights litigation, but not all the time. Like, he's been able to do this YouTube stuff now, from what I understand. I think he's articulated before. He does YouTube well enough that he doesn't have to do this anymore, like to the same level, and he can't do both at the same time. But civil rights lawyer, guys, check him out. He does a great job of articulating things. He's got that big old beard, doing the Lord's work down in West Virginia, suing the fuck out of police and government. Give him a show. You want to see cops and the government really fucking up? That's a good place to go. Really a place to go. Axe is the dog and the pilot, yeah. Figured you'd be nuked from uploads for a week. Guess you got the appeal grade. No, it's when that gun thing happens, it's only like a 24-hour thing. I've had it happen a couple of times. So yeah. When do we get more Bonbon content? Bonbon's with Bonbon's owner, so. The John Brown's unfinished business. I mean, you know, like, if you guys want to fucking find out and get smoked, like, what are you gonna do to them? Like, because are we doing the John Brown thing where we just fucking murder random people because we're fucking retarded crybabies and cut people's heads off with swords? And then we are so faggoty at our job that Robert E. Lee captures us and then hangs us? Because that's John Brown. Remember, people think Robert E. Lee sucked. Robert E. Lee kicked John Brown's ass and hanged him from a tree. So, be embarrassing to be John Brown. You know, being a John Brown simp. Just saying, as an option there. So, yeah. Yeah. Georgina Foyd can't steer. Oh, no, Gooner. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. So, yeah, it's clear there. Is Clyde out of the doghouse yet? Yes, Clyde is out of the doghouse. Yes, he's no longer in trouble, Uncle Bob, after he had his little escape last week. He's okay now. He's okay now. So, is Bonbon with Kaya? No. This chick's rap sheet is out. Her prior convictions don't mean anything to me because this guy didn't know about him either. So it's not relevant. It's not relevant. And then the other thing I wanted you guys to see is there's been a picture floating around of what looks like a drone shot from up top of what's going on, and it's not real. So don't like this thing here. I'm going to show it just to show you it's bullshit. Do not rely upon it. Oh, the guy took it down. Okay, good. He took it down. Good. But it looks like it's showing it from above, and it's not real. It's garbage. Don't look at it. It's not relevant. So do not do it. So why should we hate John Brown particularly? Nothing. I just, you know, whoever runs around simping as John Brown is some probably commie losers. So I like trolling them a little bit. Hinkett says, why does Lee suck? Because he was a shitty fucking general. Robert E. Lee was an awful fucking general. That's why. Because he wasn't willing to get South ethnic cleanse in a forever guerrilla war? No, it's because he couldn't fucking be a good general. He sucked at it. Yes, I'm bonbonless, yes. So. Diane says, I saw that drone shot. I knew it was AI. A lot of people didn't. They put it up. And I'm not going to lie. Seeing that Alpha News thing at first, I thought that might have been AI for a second. Battery and Officer in 2023. Yeah, but once again, nobody, guys, when it comes to whether or not you had the right to use force, it's facts you knew at the second that it happened. He didn't know any of this, so it doesn't apply. You can't use it. You can't go back and backfill a story. You can only use what you know and what you see. Also, John Brown did murder innocent people at that point. Longstreet was greater than Lee. Yes, he was. VTubing enthusiast says Sean is a carpetbagging Yankee Lincoln lover. Trick Slayer, I agree. Generally may have sucked as a general, but his car was pretty cool. Harris Villain says, what if the plates are legit and they ran them? I mean, maybe, but none of that happened. They would not have done that yet. That wouldn't have happened. But maybe that could factor in, but they don't have that kind of like setup. Like they don't have like, these guys don't have radios and they're radioing in like ICE dispatch somewhere. So that's not a thing they normally do. Like they would have to call their office and some guy would have to pull up their leads terminals and start working on shit. Like it, but it's not, they wouldn't be doing like cops do it. But I get what you're saying. If they found out, yes, multiple convictions for assault on police officers, very violent, warning, pops up on the screen. Maybe. But we don't have that here. Derna says Leesbig's group was trying to break the Army of the Potomac, and it should have been clear they would never break. The Army of Northern Virginia broke first. I mean, yeah, but Lee had multiple problems. Like, he couldn't give clear orders. He was really he was very like, he didn't do a good job leading his men. That's why he wasn't, like, it wasn't good. It was very problematic. Thank you for the super chat anyway. Shinobu says, at least he doesn't love sand. That's right. I'm not a scooper. You go love your Austrian your Austrian scooper like the painter. No, your Australian scooper in Japan. Tech Guy South says, see, he didn't deny it. Oh. Edward Scott says her past would come in to show her pattern. It wouldn't, though. It would not. To use self-defense, it's facts at the time you did the thing. If you didn't know that person had a violent history beforehand, it probably won't come in. At least you can't use it for yourself. If they try to claim, oh, she's peaceful and she never hurt anybody or she never resisted cops, then that might come in. And that's going to be really tough to get that in. But the idea that this guy, let's say he gets prosecuted, he could use this as an excuse. Nope. Nor should he. You're limited to what you know in that second. So, let me see here. It's telling Lee never had a victory in the field after Jackson died. Yeah, but Jackson was also kind of like very much a Leroy Jenkins character himself. Johnny Osprey said this came out during Rittenhouse. Yeah. All those guys were, Joseph Rosenbaum and Huber, they were felons and violent pieces of shit who molested children and strangled women. None of that was relevant to knowing what happened to him. Whether or not Kyle Rittenhouse had the right to kill him. Odds he gets prosecuted. I can see Virginia or Minnesota trying it. But then he'll get removed to federal court. So probably 40% the state of Minnesota goes after him. Federally, no. None. Yeah, Lee got lucky with some reckless moves that have paid off. Kind of like Erwin Rommel. Rommel got lucky that he was able to penetrate deep into France and the French never were able to formulate an attack on him. But yeah, he got credit for it. Rosenbaum sounds kind of Jewish. It's because it is. Because it is. Oh. Let's see here. Let's see. Joe Biden said they were black and called Rittenhouse a white supremacist. Yeah, that's true. Philip Kogan says Jackson's Valley campaign, yes, the Shenandoah Valley, was the best campaign in the war that the Confederates conducted. Yeah, it was, but yeah, like that, they peaked very early. That's not the time you want to peak with your, so redirect to Kirsha. Yeah. Mankatan saying, wasn't Rommel defeated in North Africa? Yes, he was. Yes, Rommel wasn't be the best there. Minnesota will go after him as they legit don't like ICE. I know, but then they get to go supremacy clause, federal court. At that point, Trump's going to have to pardon him to protect him. Johan says Sean would have a different opinion if the lady drove a Subaru instead of a Pilot. Yeah. Shredder S07 for $4.99 says for more bots. The thought heretic says, did YouTube at least take you to Denny's after hauling you out? No, and I didn't even get a kiss on the cheek. It was really degrading and disgusting. It was not tolerable, chat, let me tell you. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, Rommel kept the African Corps fighting long after anybody thought he could. Sure, but still, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, he kept him going, but he wasn't, just not giving up is not hard, but, like, winning is kind of what matters most. Kia Pat says, imagine Minnesota trying to go after ICE and Trump threatens to release Derek Chauvin in retaliation. Well, remember, he was still convicted at the state level, so pardoning him doesn't do anything. But yes, that would be hilarious. Just to fuck with them. Rommel lost to Australians and Indians, and yes, into Montgomery. So Garrett Pace says Rommel was also then tried to prepare for the invasion. Yeah, but there's nothing the only way you'd be able to prepare for that invasion was to have good intelligence, and you would need a working Air Force. You would need the logistical support to be able to make that happen. And you would need basically all the troops fighting in Russia being able to respond into France. And those three things didn't happen. So Rommel was a speed bump. So Rommel lost the Fulcrum Point in Clausewitz terms. Same in Russia. Yep. Durna says also the Wehrmacht sucked as a military organization. So there's that. Well, it's not that they sucked. It's just they didn't have any equipment. The Wehrmacht was 75% horse-drawn throughout the war. By the end of the war, yeah, it was like 90% horse-drawn. But at the beginning of the war, it was 75% horse-drawn. In Africa, it wasn't horse-drawn, but like, most Wehrmacht soldiers, where they got to go where they were going? Like the ones in Russia, they walked. They walked all the way into Russia and walked all the way back out. Like that part in Band of Brothers where the guy says, say hello to fucking Goodyear and General fucking Motors. That's what crushed. That is truly what happened. Like the U.S. didn't use horses. We had trucks for everything. So. A horse-drawn army wrecked Europe is what you are saying. Pretty much. A horse-drawn army with surprise and speed of violence was able to take over. And they were able to bum rush France because France wasn't really prepared. Although it's funny, if France had better communication and better command and control stuff, Charles de Gaulle would have been the hero of France at crushing the Germans. Because he almost did. But yes, Denmark and Norway and Holland and the Benelux countries. And, we're all shitty little countries that couldn't fucking fight. So, yeah. Yep. It's true. It's true. This chat is like a free trial of ADHD. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but it is. I guess. I'll take it. France lost due to doctrine. Yeah, but its doctrine was based on poor communications and technology and poor command and control. So. Let me see here. Let me see here. Catching up here. No, I think that's it, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. It's already 6:45. We've been going. I've been yapping for a bit here. What is this question here? Is it true 90% of soldiers said they would rather lose the war than end segregation? Probably not. Like, I doubt that's true. But do you think, like, what if you were to tell me in like a lot of units, would they have been okay with black guys in their unit? No, they wouldn't have been. But would those guys also use the N-word? Sure. But would they have rather lost the war than end segregation? No, that's fucking insane. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true at all. So. Stefan says, am I in the MAGA Zionist cult? I mean, not in the Zionist part of it, but yes, I think Donald Trump is the emperor of mankind, as you can see. So there you go. And also, I forgot, I did have a hearing yesterday, and I had to blur out my background, but I take the MAGA hat down because it's obvious what it is, but I forgot to put it back up. Hold on, Chad. I'll put it back up real quick. Forgot to fix it. You know me as Sean Martinowitz. Yes. There you go. Does that make you feel better? I mean, there. Didn't mean to have it down, but we're back up. Sweet Tooth Phrase is model streaming tonight. Yeah, we probably will. We're gonna probably paint more of the bolt action guys because I think we're making pretty, like, these guys look pretty good. Like, here is the guy. We're able to paint him up, the Africa guy. And he's got a nice little setup, I think. So we'll work on that. Dane Patterson says you stream mini painting. Well, I mean, I do models, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we're working on I do on another channel here coming up, but yeah, I work on a Shermovic, working on, and yeah, that's on the model channel. I know one of the mods will put it up, but yeah, here's an example of the and what Abrams we did, and I did it kind of like in the master pattern camouflage that they used to do during the Cold War as an experiment. But yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yep, but also I just got into tabletop gaming, so bolt action where you play in World War II. But yes. So. How many cheeseburgers am I going to buy when the camera goes off? All of them. All the cheeseburgers. You have no idea. You have no idea. David says, I had the judge comment on my gun cabinet once. That's part of the reason why I moved the safe over on the other side of the camera. I try to limit things because, it helps. It helps. Dane says, you need a link to the stream. I'm sure the mods will put it down below. Did you learn more lyrics to Waka Waka to repair? Oh, but anyways, yeah, we're working on the Africa set for bolt action right now. We got the 222 with the 20 millimeter cannon. We got the 221 with the 50 cal. So we're working on stuff, and yeah, we're doing it tonight. Potentially Zionist. I will fight you. I am not a lover of Israel. I am not a lover of Israel. Oh, let's see here. How did you move the safe? Isn't it extraordinarily heavy? I mean, I didn't pick it up like it's a washer and dryer. No, it's on felt. It's on felt pads. But anyway, you can slide stuff around. If I had to move it really far in the house, you could take it, put on a moving blanket and drag it around. That's how I did that the first time. The safe was in a completely other room. At 2 point, I was like, get it the fuck out of here. It's too long sitting here. So I took it, and I got a moving blanket, and I took the moving blanket and then tipped the safe over. I mean, it probably weighs 500 pounds, but if you can move it around, it's not bad. You just put it on the moving blanket, slid it into here, it stood it up, and yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking Half-Thor Bjornsson or anything like that. When the camera's off, I have a British accent. Yeah. Notice me? There, you've been noticed. When you go into Zoom court, why do you have all this on the wall? Do you have all this on the wall? I blur it out. I blur it out pretty good. I use the heavy blur mode so you can't see this stuff behind me. You can see what a MAGA hat looks like. It's a big red blur and it's pretty obvious. But otherwise, when I'm on screen, you can't tell what I'm looking at. I think it's not too bad. Is there a weekly Russell update? Not tonight, no. So, we painting tonight? Yes, we will be. Is it worse being gay or being a liberal? I'd rather be. Dirty saying it's probably 250, 300 pounds. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's heavy enough. It's as safe as meant to keep honest people honest. It's not going to keep dedicated criminals out. No safe really does. It's all about the time it takes them. And real quick, Dane, since you were asking, I guess it's not showing up here. I will give you the link here. We do this because I don't want to trash the algorithm. But anyways, here you go. Oh, you shared it? Okay, well, if you haven't shared it yet, there's the link, Sean's model bench. And that's where we go do it. So I just want to make sure it was there. Yes, the Russell Greer update is he still can't get any bitches. John said his mindset doing okay. I talked to him a little bit. I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing okay. I appreciate you checking in. Nate's doing pretty good. Nate's done like two lives in a row. Nate's getting better. Nate's hanging in there. So just keep that in mind too. Nate is doing really good, guys. I think waiting on some more updates here. But yeah, Nate is battling back. So let me fix this. But that is it, guys. We're going to wrap up. I'm going to go eat dinner. It smells really good. We'll start painting models in a bit. And we'll probably do it to watch Ryan Mullally and Pisco go at it and some of this debate stuff out there. Do I stream models on Kick? Depending on the things, yeah, I will at times, and I'll just do it under potentially criminal. But yes, I will tonight for you. And let's see. Yeah. So anyways, chat, I will see you guys later. Just remember, until next time, guys, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty. And like I said, I think Jonathan Ross is not guilty. And once again, it was a tragic loss of life that shouldn't have happened, but it did. So good night, chat, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. But please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?